Hey, what is up guys? It is Phantom here and welcome back to a brand new video, everyone, where in today's video I am pretty much going to be ranking all of the Wizard101 hacker messages and putting them in a tier list. Now, some of you might be wondering, Phantom, why the whole hacker situation, right? The whole hacker situation, it happened like 4 months ago. Why are you deciding to just capitalize off of it now? And the reason is pretty much because, obviously, as a Wizard101 content creator, I am running out of ideas every single day, and you know, when the going gets tough, sometimes you just really need to reach for that content, you know? Also, somebody suggested that I should do this in a live stream, and I really liked that idea. So anyways, without further ado, let's just hop in. Oh, and by the way, I know this isn't like a totally original idea. I know a couple videos have been posted, you know, kind of doing a similar thing to this, but you know, I thought since there's so few of them, I can probably pass this on as original content anyway, so yeah, it all works out. But with all of that being said, let us just go ahead and get into the ranking here. So the first Wizard101 message that is here on our lovely screen is, I think, let's see, these are a little bit hard to read. I think it says shit fuck, so, you know, we're obviously starting off with a banger straight away. Now, some of you, you know, might take away points for this one just because, right, it's only 2 words, right? But see, that's what I like about it. I really dig the simplicity of this message, and I think you can just convey, you know, so much with the 2 words shit fuck. So I very much like this message, and I think this is a solid B tier, you know. I don't think it's quite up there with some of the more godly or, I don't know, ungodly hacker messages, you know, that are here on this list, but I think it's solid. I think it's really solid, and it just conveys what it needs to convey, you know. Like, people will read this and they'll just understand, you know, what this guy is trying to go for, right? You know, you kind of understand the deeper meaning here, so to speak. Also, if you've watched any of my previous videos, I mean, shit and fuck are definitely some of my most favorite words to use, right? I think they just kind of express, right, the way I feel in so many of my videos really well. So yeah, that's gonna go with B tier. Now, I believe this next one says, once again, these are really hard to read, but I think this next one says, I fucking hate my job. Another really solid entry in terms of all of the Wizard101 hacker messages. You know, I really appreciate this guy's honesty. I think just being honest and just super genuine is just something that we have kind of lost as a society. So, you know, I really kind of appreciate what this guy is doing here. Not to mention, it has the word fucking in it, so I'm gonna have to put it in A. Like, there's no doubt about it. Okay, next up we have KingsIsle is the worst company I have worked for. Now, I think this one definitely belongs with I fucking hate my job, just because I think these two together really tell a story, you know, about this guy's experience working at KI. I don't actually even know if he did. I don't think anyone's really sure about that, if this guy was ever actually a rogue employee or not, so don't want to spread misinformation there. But, you know, once again, I think it's super solid. KingsIsle is the worst company I have worked for, and I fucking hate my job. I just feel like this really, you know, those two in conjunction with each other just really paint an image, right? Paint a very vivid image of this guy's life, and I truly think he's a master storyteller. So yeah, I think these two definitely belong together in the A tier. Now, I believe this next one says touch the fountain to get crowns. Now, while I don't really appreciate this one because it spreads misinformation, you know, just the image in my head of a bunch of wizard girls and boys just rubbing themselves up on the commons fountain in order to get crowns is just such a funny image, so I'm definitely gonna have to put this one in the S tier, just 100%. Alright, so next up we have guys I need to run as the next Wizard101 hacker message. So this one, you know, it's pretty simplistic in nature, but when I read this one for the first time, the image that I got in my head was just like the entire KingsIsle staff just like chasing this guy around a desk like Tom and Jerry style. So I'm definitely gonna put this in A tier. I mean, I can't lie to you guys, I like this one. I think it's pretty good. Okay, so next up we have a true classic right here. People were talking about this one for a while. The next world is my boss's asshole. Now, while you could say this one's pretty comical on its own, I think there's definitely a case to be made here that he was absolutely correct, right, in his statement, because if you take a look at the New World of Novus, right, I believe it's called Conatus, right, the commons area of Novus. I would say it is pretty reminiscent of a butthole. So this one definitely gets lots and lots of points for being an accurate prediction of the next world, and not to mention, I mean, there's also just a ton of, you know, holes present throughout Novus anyway, so I think this one has a lot of merit to it, so it's gonna have to go in the S tier for me. Next up, we got email support, support at Wizard101, so I can get a raise. Now, this one, I don't think it's one of the best ones. It'd be pretty funny if KI actually did get some emails, you know, telling them to give this guy a raise. I honestly wonder if he did achieve his goal here. I mean, yeah, like I said, not one of the best ones. I think it's funny enough, but it's just, I don't think it compares to really all of these, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put it in C tier. It's all right. Now, next up, we just have the word fuck, and I'm actually gonna put this above shit fuck, and you guys are probably, you know, wondering about this a little bit. You know, why would you put fuck above shit fuck, right? I mean, shit fuck literally has double the profanity, Phantom. I thought you loved that shit. And honestly, I'm not really sure why, but there's just something about a singular word popping up on my screen that is just infinitely more funny. I'm not sure why. Like, just the standalone fuck is more funny than shit fuck. I really couldn't tell you, but I just enjoy it more, and I feel like this one would just bring a broader smile to my face if I saw it in game. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm putting it in A tier. Alright, so next up we have the Wizard Police are after me. I think this one is just without a doubt another S tier. First of all, it implies the existence of Wizard Police in general, just a dedicated task force that is responsible for just dealing with issues like this one. And second of all, when I read it for the first time, it pretty much just made me picture a bunch of Merle Ambroses in Marleybone police officer uniforms just chasing this guy down with batons, and I think, you know, that's pretty funny on its own, so I really like this message. I think he did a great job with it, and yeah, I really do think it belongs in the S tier. So next up we have the, okay, I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna read this whole thing just because it's so long, but it's the Walter White one, and I think this is another easy S tier. Fun fact, I actually watched Breaking Bad for the very first time last year, and I really enjoyed it, so I just feel like I can really appreciate this hacker message, and plus Walter White, you know, he's always been my celebrity crush, so yeah, I think this is a very firm S tier. Anyways, next up we have apologize for the ongoing issues. Players will receive compensation in the form of 60,000 crowns. Now, I think this one is especially funny because it kind of starts off as like something you could believe is like an actual message of KI, you know, apologizing for what's going on, but then, you know, you take a look at the 60k crowns and you just realize that this absolutely has to be another lie. So I do like the misdirection here. It would be really funny if some players actually thought they were going to get 60k crowns out of this, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this in A tier. I like this one quite a bit. Alright, so I believe this next one says join Builders Club, it's free, and I am sorry guys, but I think this is gonna have to be our first F tier because I'm pretty sure, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Builders Club like a Roblox membership type thing, right? And I just have to say, like, since it has to do with Roblox, and since I've never really been a fan of that game, this is just gonna have to be the first F tier. You know, it makes for good spam. I can't lie. This message does make for good spam, but I've just never really been a big fan of the game. I do enjoy the all caps though. I think that's pretty cool. I think it makes it stand out from a lot of these other messages, but I'm sorry, I can't put anything related to Roblox in anything other than F tier. So okay, so next up we have cock and nuts. I mean dick and balls here. Now, I think this one is another easy S tier. You guys know me. I mean, I've always just been a huge proponent of the male anatomy, so this, you know, this hacker message just has my full support. I think it's definitely one of the best ones by far. Coming up next, we have the person with rogue access has been dealt with and will be taken care of. Now, I especially enjoyed this one because it gave pretty much all of the players false hope, you know, that they were not going to be spammed in game anymore by this dude, but obviously, you know, the hacker messages continued right after that. that, so I'm guessing this was just a ploy by him to make people think that, you know, shit was gonna go back to normal, but it absolutely didn't. So anyways, I like this one. I like this one a lot. It goes in the A tier, right? Just, you know, once again misleading the entire player base, and what can I say? I think that's pretty funny. Next up, we got Fuck You, I Still Have It, and I'm gonna go ahead and put this just in the S tier right away. I just feel like this message really symbolizes the power that this guy had over KI at the time, and obviously he just sent this purely out of spite, so I guess you could say maybe this actually was a real message by KI. I'm not really sure, because this, I'm pretty sure, came directly after it, now that I remember. So I really like this one, though. He's, you know, he's being a real sassy Sal right here, and I think that is pretty enjoyable to see. Alright, so this next one, we're getting down to the wire here. This next one says something along the lines of group up and form teams, and the team with the most people will get their message sent. Now, I wasn't online at the time, so I have no idea if people actually started doing this. I'm gonna guess that they probably did, and I think that is pretty funny, but, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and put this one in B tier, just because, I mean, he's only really giving instructions, but if people actually did go ahead and, you know, follow what he said to do here, then I think that definitely makes it a bit better. But yeah, B tier for this one. So this next one says something along the lines of go into or come into room 102 and I'll beat you up. I honestly have no idea who he's talking to here, but, you know, I'm always supportive of violence, so I'm gonna put this in C tier. So this next one, I'm going to guess, is just a notification or message that he sent out that, like, blah blah blah, servers are going down for maintenance and whatnot. Even though it is pretty funny that he sent this out himself, most likely, I'm guessing that is why it's on this tier list. Even though it's pretty funny, I just feel like, I don't know, it kind of lacks a bit of imagination, so honestly, this is probably going to be our second F tier. It's like, whatever. Our second to last one here is going to be this game is shit. Now, I have to give him, once again, you know, points for honesty, always, all the time, and I really like the red text as well. I think it really gets the message across and makes this one stand out, so I'm gonna go ahead and put it in A tier, even though, like, the opinion, I don't think this opinion is exactly original, because I feel like I just hear this kind of stuff every single day. You know, the red text, I guess the red text just really does it for me. And then I'm just now realizing that this last one is, I'm pretty sure it just says touch the fountain to get crowns once again, and so, you know, this one obviously doesn't really count because we've already been over it in agonizing detail, mind you. But anyways, though, I guess that is pretty much all of them, or at least all the ones that were on this list. I'm pretty sure there were at least a couple more, but not gonna lie, guys, it's kind of a lot of effort to track down every single hacker message. But regardless, hope you did enjoy the video. Hope you got a kick out of it. You know, KI, just don't take this one too seriously, okay? We're just, you know, we're all having fun here. But yeah, once again, hope you guys did enjoy. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you did, and I will see you guys in the next video or stream, whenever that may be. So take care and peace out, everyone.